camera was once a force to be reckoned with, but then they slowly started to become irrelevant, releasing products that didn't really matter anymore. But this could change things. It's the Nikon D500.
I've not been wearing Nikon straps on other cameras for a while now. Could this be the camera to reignite my faith in Nikon? By the way, that arrow is pointing at the strap and not my Chinese sausage.
7 years after the introduction of the not quite pro, not quite noob DSLR that is the D300S, and I thought Nikon had killed off that line of DSLRs. But they're back with a huge bang, massive bang. I mean, this is one juicy DSLR. Show off. I mean, this feels just so good to have it in your hands. It is a solid bit of kit. I mean, ranges from the minor things, just like this solid mode dial, not like the flimsy one you get on the D7200 and the cheaper full-frame DSLRs. This feels great. Of course, the switch to modes is on this side, and you've got the ISO button on this side, which is where it should be really. So you can have one-handed ISO changes now. And the other hand can be used for something else useful, like fighting off bears or one-handed juggling.
Do not handle this before handling a D7200, because the D7200 will feel like a lesser camera and you won't want it. This thing is a tank. It does away with flimsy poppy-uppy flashes. Who actually needs them anyway? Another really nice touch is that the buttons light up, great for those who like fumbling around in the dark.
You've just got to thank the sweet Lord for this nipple thing. I mean, of course the D5 has got two, but that's got vertical grip, so that kind of makes sense. You only need one nipple anyway. It's not like you're going to milk the damn thing anyway. There is another feature that the D500 shares with the D5, and that is the tilty, not flippy screen. That tilts like that. And it's a touch screen too.
Then you've got Wi-Fi, NFC and Snap Bridge.
Warren, snap it!
Snap bridge.
No, snap it!
Nikon's new fancy software that connects to your phone via Bluetooth using non-battery sapping technology for automatic and efficient transfer of images to your smartphone. They attached a label to the camera. They're so pleased with what they've created, for the people with Android phones of course. You have to wait until after some of you use an iPhone.
Oh, looky here, within my flats. For a filthy surprise. Dual card slots, but this will divide opinions. It's either going to turn people green or make them the ecstatic delight. XQD. Of course, there's huge potential there with the write speeds. Over 400 megabytes per second. Not bad, is it? Who wants to change all their cards again? You know what? There might be one really good reason that you need to make that change.
After all, this camera isn't just meant for some casual snapshots. The XQD card will open up the floodgates for a healthy dose of insanity. Anything Canon can do, Nikon can do too, and perhaps better. The D500 feels so good. If the sound of 10 FPS flapping away doesn't do it for you, you have no soul.
I mean, consider this for a moment. This takes over 70 raw, uncompressed RAW files before it conks out. And if you choose lossless compressed, 200! That is mental. That is actually clinically mental. Somebody from Nikon should be put in a straitjacket for that. Goodbye memory cards. It's a memory card killer. Forget talking, just make some grunting noises.
When you've got something as capable as this, you just forget mirrorless. This is a camera that gets the job done.
You know what, the one thing about standing here is that it's too safe. I need to be over there.
Let's face it, the D5 is not a realistic choice for most of us. Before, there was either the D7200 or full-frame Nikons. None of them really do what this can do, and that's be a proper badass performance monster. It's as sinister as Satan's fart.
I wasn't going to swear. I was going to say phenomenal.
I'm shooting most of the shots at faster shutter speeds to show you that the shots are in focus, and out of the 2,500 shots I took, I would say that there were only just a handful of shots that were out of focus. I'm not blowing smoke up the exhaust pipe, it's that good.
You can change the autofocus points using the nipple. But the nipple is oh so tactile.
You can use the nipple to lock exposure also. Just half press the shutter button and then press your nipple to lock exposure on the AF point.
Just the 5 points, giving priority to the thing that's closest to you. Different to the dynamic, which gives priority. Center point. On topic of autofocus points, this has got quite a few. 153 autofocus points, same as the D5. 99 of those cross type. I'm just seeing them do its job. Bloody well too. But the amazing thing is, they stretch out all to the edges. I mean, horizontally, they more or less fill the frame. There's only just a tiny gap free from autofocus points on the top and the bottom. Thin slice of bread, huge filling of autofocus points.
The AF system, processor, metering is exactly the same as the D5s. That is what makes the D500 an amazing camera. The center point is sensitive down to -4 EV and the rest -3 EV.
Sensitive down to 4 EV. Right, let's try one thing. 2 times teleconverter. Use 2 stops. No matter, because I have the D500. I've just been using the 70 Mark II last weekend, in fact, and that was spine tingling. Every time I use 72, I cack my pants with excitement because it's such a brilliant, fast machine. And this,
even the car sounds like it's having a shart. Where's my man nappies? Right, I'm gonna stick my neck out here, but I don't think the 70 Mark II is as accurate as this thing. Sorry, Canon fanboys. Straight out of camera JPEGs look pretty sweet, decent dynamic range. Check the details in those highlights. Comparing the raw files from the 20 megapixel D500 and the 24 megapixel 80D at the same settings, well, the Nikon seems to shoot slightly brighter than the Canon at the same ISO. Balance them up and the Canon seems to have a slight edge when it comes to retaining the details in the highlights.
and it just keeps getting better. Because this has 4K video.
4K is big news for either Nikon or Canon, because they're both stubborn enough to not give 4K and prosumer stuff. Until now, of course.
Naturally, you can use the touchscreen focus.
Autofocusing in video mode is alright, not the quickest but more than capable. You can see it's really trying its bestest to work its magic. The 4K footage is pretty clean and the effects of rolling shutter not bad at all. Makes me wonder how it compares to other cameras. 50 or 60p is the highest it goes, that's at 1080 however.
You've also got active D lighting if you want a flat picture.
Nikon geeks will be pleased to know that the 4K footage from the D500 looks as good as the Sony A7R II's Super 35 mode in good light, and you can shoot 30 minutes of it in one go. The only detriment to all this goodness? I mean, look, this is what 15mm looks like on full frame. No crop. This is what it looks like on a 1.5 times crop that you'd see on APS-C. But a 4K on the D500 is cropped like this. Here's the obligatory noise test shot taken of a lonely Pentax sitting in a corner in the dark by itself, most likely like some of the owners themselves. ISO 3200 is good, don't know why we even bother looking at 3200 these days. 6400 too. 12800 is the highest without losing too much within the image. 25600 is where things start going gnarly, colour bits creeping in everywhere. Gets much worse from here, all the way up to ISO 1,638,400, which looks like something done on Microsoft Paint. Even with the quite severe cropping in the 4K video mode, I have to say that the pros far outweigh the cons. I can't think why you wouldn't want this, apart from if you're a Canon shooter. Alright, it's not full frame, but this is such a phenomenal performer. It is the perfect speedy work tool for photographing fast moving subjects. The D500 is surely the camera to bring back some glory for Nikon and prove that APS-C is far from dead.